those of you who will remember, back to Thursday night, it seems a long time ago, John Semple spoke on behalf of Unite very greatly, but unfortunately the PA ran out just halfway through he was speaking, so I did promise that Unite would have the first speaker today to make sure that didn't happen again. So I'm delighted to ask Kenny Jordan, Regional Organiser for Unite, to stand up and speak to the
John is out there, he's used to this kind of thing. Hello, brothers and sisters. Do one favour for me. Put your left hand or your right hand in the air. If there's anyone watching from there, that's our vote and whether we keep this strike going. Now I say to you, with the danger of quoting Churchill, this is not the end, it is not the beginning, it's the beginning of the end. Yes, we have sent a message over these last 6 days. We have sent a clear message to East Dunbartonshire Council. If you are to make efficiencies, if you are to save money, then it is not acceptable that you take it from the pockets of the hardest working and the lowest paid. If we could fill this street with the amount of public support that you've had for this dispute, we would be up to the junction there and beyond. I think the public realise that they should not be putting it on the hardest working employees of the council. They want a good service, of course they want a good service, but they don't want it, don't expect it from the putting more sweat on the brow of you people working for the council. So as I say, before this breaks down again, I've got a feeling there's somebody with a switch at the back. However, I can say that Unite, as well as GMB, as well as Unison, we're in this fight together. And as I say, if the council think that this is a flash in the pan, they better think again. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kenny. Brilliant stuff. And as Kenny mentioned here, the support that we've had during this dispute has been absolutely phenomenal. Hundreds of members of the public have come up and supported us, bringing us cups of teas, coffees, and hundreds of pounds have been collected for the strike fund. So can I ask you to give a huge thanks to the public of East Dunbartonshire? We'll save a special thanks for the miners later on, the Miners Welfare Club where we marched from today. But the amount of small businesses and some big businesses that have supported us in this dispute, again, has been absolutely incredible and fantastic. So during the speeches, I'm just going to read some of them out. And please, if I've forgotten any, come and see me afterwards and we'll add them to the list because we'll be putting this out to our members in due course. So we've had Gallones! Paul's Fine Food! Paul's! Paul's, I'm pretty sure he must be a dentist on the side and it's Casey's handed out. Chuckin! And the Recovery Cafe! Stuart Brothers Bakery! Brilliant. I'm now going to ask one of the members of on strike from the Leisure Trust. This dispute doesn't just affect East Dunbartonshire Council, the same cuts are affecting staff in the East Dunbartonshire Culture and Leisure Trust. And we're delighted to have Shani McAloney, one of the strikers from Turkey Centre, along to speak to us today. And she only got asked to do this morning at the Leisure Dome, so well done in you, Shani.
Well, asked at the last minute, I'm just pleased to see that there's so many people here ready and willing to support us. We've had loads and loads of people, but it's brought us all together. We thought, well, you're all individuals, but we're not. We're one part of a team, and teamwork's what's going to win this. So let's thank everyone. I'd like to say a big thank you to Colin Mulcahy for helping organise us and making sure that we get to the right places on time, and that all the support we've had from our customers as well as local people out with the centre and people within East Dunbartonshire Council. So let's stand together and fight the fight. Thank you.
Brilliant, Shani. I'm just going to read out some more of these businesses, and we know, or many of you will know, that there's active industrial action in McDonald's fighting for a living wage. But McDonald's is, some of them are owned by McDonald's the companies, and some of them are owned by franchisees. And anyway, in this dispute, McDonald's have been giving out tea and coffee to our strikers, so let's give it up to the local franchise. Peter's Bakery. Neighbours of Townhead. Mike Kirby, the Scottish Secretary Unite, was going to be here today, but he's actually in the office processing activities to do with the next stage of industrial action. People will hear about that in due course, but I'm delighted that we've got John Gallagher, Scottish organiser from Unison, to bring a message from Unison.
That's the first time he's held my hand in a long time. Everybody's been getting a big shout out, and big shout out to every member of all the trade unions in East Dunbartonshire. But can I have a shout out for Simon McFarlane and Louise Brown? Simon, when he started in the union, he was factory and he shared an office and he had short trousers, but he certainly come of age to dispute. This is the biggest dispute that has been in Unison for a generation. The eyes of the world are on East Dunbartonshire, and certainly the eyes of Unison. I've got a message of support from Mike Kirby, the Scottish Secretary. Mike's actually sitting at his laptop, typing furiously to London to get approval to continue the strike, the action short of strike action this week, and any further days of strike action that might be necessary. Because Unison Scotland is going to support East Dunbartonshire all the way with this dispute. We've also had messages of support from Dave Prentice, the General Secretary, and last week in Brighton at Unison's National Conference, Ellen Beatrice, Craig Bell, Janice Campbell, James Carrick for the local Unison branch were there to hear that 1.5 million Unison workers are right behind you. There could be 1.5 million people queued up that street because they know how important this is. What happens to you can happen to them, so you need to win this for them. Last week the council said, come in and negotiate, we'll try and sort this. So they'd offered you diluting orange juice in terms of diluted terms and conditions. They decided to make that a wee bit stronger. And you rightly say to them, you can stick your diluting orange where the sun don't shine. When you employed us, you gave us fresh orange, and it's fresh orange we want to keep. This is a huge strike. On the Unison website it does say that United Nations has passed comment on it, the UN. That's a typo, it should have said Unison, it says the UN. And if it had gone to the UN, then Donald Trump would probably have vetoed it anyway. But literally the eyes of the world are on you. This afternoon I'm going to Edinburgh to meet college employers to try and negotiate a new set of conditions for colleges, to get overtime rates, to get unsocial hours payments, to get things for the first time in workers in colleges that never had it before. So this afternoon they're trying to get what you've already got. So please, please, please don't give it up. As I say at the start, the work to rule will hit them hard. And one of the things that, I nearly swore there, one of the things that annoys me most about the proposals is their failure to pay more than a basic hourly rate for people that work in the evenings, late at night, Saturdays and Sundays, particularly as the home care workers. To say that people can go out and do that at times of the day when other managers in the council are sitting with their feet up watching the telly is absolutely rubbish. East Dunbartonshire can win, East Dunbartonshire must win, East Dunbartonshire will win.
Thanks a million, John. Just going to continue with these shout outs because we've got to get through them all. So we've got the Moss Road Chops and Lenses. The Nieces. Totty's Shop, Hairstains. Right, I'm delighted to ask up my fellow full-time officer colleague, Hazel Nolan from the GMB.
When they brought in the anti-trade union laws, they thought this would be impossible.
Yeah.
But we have shown them, because every union in East Dunbartonshire has busted that threshold. Every union. In GMB we had a 75% return rate for our ballot for industrial action. We had a 98% mandate on that turnout. The trade union movement is getting stronger, and you are showing them by that today. And you've been showing them that for the last 4 days. This council is run by a coalition of cowards. And this is the start of the fight, not the end, because by God they are heading for a summer of chaos if they don't meet. Not one penny! Not one penny! And as for the paltry consular pay offer that tried to front load payments to the top people in the council, we're saying no to that too.
Thanks a million, Hazel. Brilliant. Now, I'm going to ask a couple of people to speak on behalf of home carers. Come on for the home carers. I know for each and every one of you have taken strike action, it's not easy. But for the home carers, this last 4 days of strike action, it has been particularly tough. And that's because of the shambolic, and I'm on record as saying that, shambolic approach to life and limb cover by managers. But throughout it all, they've acted with huge dignity. We've provided between the joint trade unions 50% exemption cover to provide that life and limb service, and if there's been any shortcomings, it certainly doesn't lie at our door. And there's been tears of joy, tears of laughter, but there's been real tears of sorrow as well. A client passed away over the weekend, and the compassion and care that our home carers, all our home carers united showed over the weekend was just immense. So I'm really proud and really pleased to ask to speak on behalf of all the home carers of all unions, Heather Craney and Louise Ann McKay.
Hi there. Well, I'm sure on all behalf of my colleagues in home care, we're passionate about our job. We aim to deliver a great service to the vulnerable and elderly people across the communities of East Dunbartonshire Council. And unless our terms and conditions are met, this isn't going to happen. I'm sure every single one of the home care staff who have been on strike the last 3 days have not took this easy. But as we stand united on day 4, we will continue to fight in our progress. We're in this to win this.
Hiya, I'm just wanting to mention a big thanks to our telecare providers who do all the alarms just to start off. But the rest I want to thank Simon McFarlane, Tommy, Louise, all for Unison, all the members of Unison for standing by us, all standing united, all the GMB members, and Billy and the Unite, everybody's been absolutely amazing. All the support we've had off our clients and their families. Some lies have been told, they're not supporting everyone else. You know, we've got them 100% behind our back. Yeah. We want for this cause.
Thanks very much, Heather and Louise Ann. Now, as John and others have said, people from out with East Dunbartonshire are looking on at this dispute and taking inspiration from what you're doing. And we're just about to have Nicola Fletcher from the General Council of the STUC speak. I just want to read out a message of solidarity that we just had in from the Rail and Maritime and Transport Union, which is meeting in Edinburgh as we speak. And they've asked, I would be obliged if you could pass on our best wishes to the striking members and our hope and belief that their fight will be successful. So, the railways are on our side. Thanks very much to Mick Cash. That's Mick Cash, the General Secretary of the RMT. And I'm also delighted, we give a lot of shout outs to branches and other organisations that were along on Thursday night. So once again, thanks to everybody that's shown solidarity. But we're delighted that the Clydebank Trades Council are here today. And as we hear from Val Jennings, one of the joint trade unions in West Dunbartonshire, that the joint trade unions there won a major victory earlier this year against cuts to trade union facility time. But not content with winning that victory, they're continuing to fight on against cuts to the services and cuts to jobs. And so they've got a march and rally from Inler Park in Haldane, and I'm reliably told Haldane's a nice suburb of Balloch. So it's Inler Park, Haldane, Balloch, and that's on this Saturday at 12 noon, and it's going to the Moss of Balloch Park. But the key thing of that is it's marching past the monthly surgery. It doesn't get out much, the monthly surgery of the council leader. So please, I know you're tired, but if you can get along and show solidarity from East Dunbartonshire to our colleagues in West Dunbartonshire, I'd be delighted if you could do that. And so I'm delighted to ask Nicola Fisher to come up and address us. Nicola is the outgoing president of the EAIS, the largest teaching union in Scotland, but she's speaking today on behalf of the entire General Council, in other words, speaking on behalf of the entire trade union movement in Scotland. And we need to acknowledge that the support we've had from teaching trade unions in East Dunbartonshire has been absolutely great, and it gave us that phenomenal result of closing every school for the 4 days. So I'm delighted to ask Nicola, on behalf of the General Council, on behalf of all the trade unions in Scotland, to address you. Thanks very much.
Attacks like this happen on workers' conditions, taking away your annual leave, attacking your overtime and your redundancy rights, attacking your working day and making it longer. Isn't it funny they always want to increase the things that suit them and decrease the things that suit us? Well, quite honestly, when we get tiny pay rises and then we get attacks and conditions, then what has been given with one hand is being taken away with another. And what councils like this forget is that workers use the services too. So we don't just defend our services because it benefits us to defend our services. It's because we use them. Our children attend the schools and are fed by the dinner ladies and helped by the librarians and the support assistants. We get our bins emptied. We go to leisure centres. Our relatives are looked after by the home care workers. So when you attack our services, you don't just attack us as workers, you attack us as service users, and we will stand up and defend our services. And workers don't strike lightly. Workers don't strike lightly. The right wing in this country like to make out that we do, but we don't. But what we will say very strongly is that the right to withdraw our labour is a basic human right, and we will continue to use it when we need to do so. The Tories in Westminster thought they would stop this happening with their thresholds and their attacks on our ballots. Well, no luck, because it isn't working. And I would just like to pay tribute to you for your threshold busting ballot turnouts. You're an inspiration to the rest of us who are maybe hoping to go and strike in a wee while. it shows is that workers can and will organise to defend their jobs, defend their conditions and their communities. And the show of strength here from the workers of East Dunbartonshire doesn't just challenge here, it challenges everywhere. People who have said to you that everyone's watching are right, because if this council get away with it, other councils will try it too. I was delighted to hear about the children on the picket line, especially as a teacher. When I was at school, one of the things I wanted to do most when I grew up was become a trade unionist and join a trade union. And looking at you here, witnessing firsthand the strength of working people when they stand together, I can see that that impulse was right. You are showing that trade unions are still a force to be reckoned with. Mon the workers.
Thanks very much, Nicola. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to get Howard from the GMB in a minute, but I'm just going to finish out these shout-outs to businesses and then one particular special thank you. So can we hear it for Tesco? Yay! Can we hear it for Lidl? Yay! Can we hear it for McGinley's? Yay! And can we hear it for the Peppermint? Yay! Now, this council over here, they're quite happy to celebrate history and celebrate our working class history. There's Thomas Muir of Hunters Hill, a local hero, a Scottish martyr. They're quite happy to honour him, but they need to honour in reality, not in history. Because he was a champion that fought for reform, freedom of speech and voting rights for all. And he said, "I've devoted myself to the cause of the people. It is a good cause. It shall ultimately prevail. It shall finally triumph." That's a message we are bringing back to life here today in East Dunbartonshire, and we should be so proud of that. And we have reconnected over the last week with our history, with our culture, with our movement. And nowhere has shown that more than the Kirkintilloch Miners Welfare Centre. Every day they've opened up teas, coffee, all the donations we've got from all those businesses we've mentioned today have congregated there. They've made us exceptionally welcome and shown us the true meaning of solidarity. So I think one more huge cheer for Kirkintilloch Miners Welfare. Now, just on that, I understand some people may be going back there later on, absolutely fine, but I do have to remind you that the strike action finishes at midnight tonight, and many of you will have to be back at work in the morning, so I'm just issuing that caution to you. But there will be plenty of victory parties in due course, and of course they will be at the Miners' Welfare. Right, I'm delighted to ask up Howard Wilkin of the GMB.
I would just like to start by saying a massive thank you to each and every single one of you that has turned out over the last 4 days. I have never been prouder to be a trade unionist. This is what solidarity looks like. Are you watching? East Dunbartonshire Council has shown nothing but contempt over the last couple of years for the good workers of East Dunbartonshire. They didn't think this would happen. They didn't expect this. You want a fight? By hell, you've got to fight! Simon made out a letter of support from the RMT. I'm just going to finish with a quote from their late General Secretary, Bob Crow. "If you fight, you might lose. If you don't fight, you've already lost. We are fighting and we are going to win!"
Thanks a million, Howard. And the unity of trade unions has been absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, nowhere is that more closely shown with Howard and Brian McGinty. Howard's boss is Brian McGinty and he is the Unite convener. I think it's absolutely, that shows the solidarity and strength we have in the joint trade unions in East Dunbartonshire. So, we've got one more speaker. And it's my great pleasure and honour to introduce to you Tommy Robertson, the Unison's convener and branch secretary. Tommy works absolutely tirelessly for his members. When we came into this dispute, we were a small crew in Eastern Dunbartonshire Unison. We've grown massively, we've got huge increase in our activists and a whole lot of new stewards coming through. But we couldn't have done any of that without the courage, confidence and leadership of Tommy. So please give up.
Right at the very start, we will not accept any removal of annual leave. We will not accept any reduction in overtime rate. We will not accept any increase in the notional working day. And I'll tell you what we will do. We will strike, and we will strike until we get it sorted. Our strike finishes today. Our strike, our initial strike finishes today. Our battle continues. And I'm telling you, they got so many things wrong. One of the things that they have definitely got wrong is that we will accept any reduction in our terms and conditions. If they want this strike to finish, if they want this industrial action to end, they know what they have to do. Remove the draconian cuts in our terms and conditions and reinstate the voluntary severance package that we already had. It's justified. It's not a race to the bottom, and we won't accept anything less. I'm going to ask you to do one thing. There's one individual here that's responsible for this being so successful. One individual. See, if you take a look at the person next to you, that's that individual. If it wasn't for each and every single one of yous, this wouldn't have been a success. And it is a success, and it will continue to be a success. We will go back into the meetings with them. Any meeting that they want to have. But be reminded, everybody up there, be reminded that the only way that we will accept any reduction in our industrial action is if you remove what you're trying to do to the workers of the Eastern Dunbartonshire Council. We're fighting not only for us, not only for the jobs that we're in. I've heard a lot of people talking about they're disappointed that their kids missed out on a primary 7 graduation. They'd be even more disappointed if their kids had to come and work in this council with shocking terms and conditions. That's what we're fighting for. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my work colleagues, and by work colleagues I mean my counterparts for the GMB and Unite. I'd like to thank the people for the EIS and all the other schools, trade unions. I don't know all the other acronyms off the heart. I'd like to thank Hazel, I'd like to thank Kenny, and most importantly, I'd like to thank Simon for all the support that he's shown me. Thank you everybody. We will win this fight.